So I was beside myself at the opportunity to do my first look review at the Reebok Nano X. I mean, it had been so long in the making and we had all collectively been holding our breath for this shoe. Although we really hadn't, because the Nano 9 came out less than a year ago. But I digress, because it's here. Behold, the next love child of CrossFit and Reebok, the Nano X. Here's what we've been told. The Nano 9 was such a success that Reebok wanted to start with it as the base of its new shoe. The Nano X would be all of the things the community loved about the Nano 9, but with improvements only in the areas where it fell flat. Flat as in flat-footed, as in running. We're told this is the most runnable CrossFit shoe yet. Is that true? We'll just have to test it. Put it on the to-do list. Ding. Honestly, my Nano 9s are like new, because I'm still trying to destroy my Nano 8s, which has been pretty impossible and has me asking why I'm always flocking to buy the latest release of these things. And then I remember, it's because I want them. Alright, so the 2020 Reebok Nano X. I had 2 pairs shipped, one in Mystic Orchid and one in Vivid Orange. Wow, that's vivid. I'll set that pair aside and use it for peacocking when the quarantine is lifted. So having an old pair of Nanos in good shape means it's pretty easy to do a quick comparison of the new and the old. And if you start at the bottom of the shoe, the new is the old, all the way down to the identical tread pattern. Don't let the lack of a yellow Metasplit label fool you. That was the only thing I've been able to wear off of the Nano 9 so far. Flip the shoes to the obverse, sorry, I wanted to use that word, the outside, and you can tell the sole of the shoe still hasn't had any changes, but the heel wraps higher and there's a good swatch of leather rising up to it. It's also worth noting some places that have been reinforced. The outer eyelet has more structure, the inner eyelet has been given a grobbity-rivety thing, sorry for the technical term, and extra protection has been put in the form of a leather wrap around the bottom 2 lace eyelets. And flipping to the top, the tongue has been partitioned and is way more flexible. The flex weave itself is clearly a different weave, one which Reebok says is flexible in 2 directions but maintains structural rigidity. It feels just as durable to the touch. There's nothing about this shoe that doesn't feel like you're driving a tank, except the weight. It is pretty light, but it does feel heavier than the Nano 9. And now I have a great idea. Why don't I wear one of each while doing some double unders and see if it's truly an identical shoe to perform in? Let's go outside because I don't want to tear my tiny apartment apart with that rope. Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to watch Waddity's very own Ben Garvis churn out 100 double unders for time. It took me about 10 double unders before I realized this whole old shoe, new shoe thing was dumb, and it'd only be a matter of time before I planted my face on the sidewalk. So, to avoid a cool new face scar, I switched to just the new shoes. I do declare, the weather in Reebok Nano Land is very sunny. Same great feel as the old Nano 9. But that's hardly what you want me to test now, is it? You want to know if this shoe really is more runnable than the last Reebok Nano. Shoot, you want to know if it's possibly the best CrossFit shoe for running. And personally, I'm a little skeptical. We're talking the exact same base as the Nano 9, but bordering on the edge of being a mid to high top shoe. That's blasphemy. Maybe it's because I wasn't a hooper as a kid. Yes, please stop asking me if I played ball because I'm a giant. Maybe it's because I didn't play basketball as a kid or because of my trail running and ultramarathon background, but making the shoe taller has never translated into making it a better running shoe to me. In my humble opinion, IMHO. There's only one way to really find out, and that's to go run in it. So, what do you think I should do? 1 mile? The odds of any of you running a mile in any weekend that isn't Memorial Day Murph are pretty slim, but I'll do a full 5K just to make sure I get a good feel for it. Should be a piece of cake, right? I can do 3 miles in my sleep. Except when I can't, because this shoe is not runnable at all. I got a quarter of a mile before my left foot surrendered to some agonizingly angry popping sensations. What Reebok has done is taken the base of the Nano 9, which was absolutely a great start, and then they added a ton of reinforcement to the upper. So even if the base of the shoe is flexible, your feet and ankles are constantly fighting a battle against the shoe's new upper body. Kind of like Dwayne Johnson, heart of gold, but body of steel. Am I crazy? I thought I was being crazy, so I went for a 5K run in my old Nano 9s, which still really haven't been broken in, and they were way more comfortable to run in, more flexible, lighter, and no uncomfortable chafing sensation from the taller heel on the Nano X. But this is a CrossFit shoe. Despite all of Reebok's flashy claims that it's more runnable than ever, does it really matter? I mean, this shoe went to the school for kids who couldn't box jump good. It graduated from the school of hard drops. It was built to take punishment, and that's exactly what you're going to do with it. So here's your Reebok Nano X. More machine than man, more work boot than track shoe. And I'm not complaining one bit. But wait, before I go, I just noticed something. We all know that this is Reebok's final year as title sponsor of the CrossFit Games, and it's also the final year as the contracted creator of CrossFit apparel. Notably absent from this shoe, the word CrossFit. And in case you were thinking, yes, it does say CrossFit on the old ones.